Okay, so I wanted to show you guys how I ended up making my chat cable. As you can see, this is the headset that came with the Xbox One. You can see where it's been cut. I'll get a little close up on this stuff in a little bit, but it's kind of easy to do. Here's the chat cable that I ended up making. You can see the joint. The joint works. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's functional, and it's just because the cables that are inside are just so hard to solder that I actually ended up with something that doesn't look too professional. But as you can see, you can't use the old 2.5mm stereo joint like you used to for chat into the headset or into the controller. And here's the actual plug. Here's the other side of the plug where I cut it. So I'll show you guys what the wires look like here in a second, and tell you which ones go to which, and hopefully you guys will be able to do it too. Alright guys, so as you can see, I took a pair of wire strippers and I stripped this down. So on the connector side, what you're going to see are 3 wires. There's a braided copper wire, that's your ground. There's a red copper wire, that's your speaker. And a white copper wire, that's your mic, which would be the very tip is your mic, the middle is your speaker, the back is your ground. And on this side, you'll see there are 4 wires. There's a black wire and a braided copper wire. Both of those are ground, and those you can twist together and connect to that one copper braided wire. White goes to white, blue goes to red. Now the reason I know that is because I've taken this apart and I've looked inside, and I can see that the lead for the speaker is the blue, and the black is the ground for the speaker. So I know what they are. You don't have to take yours apart like I did, but as you can see, you just have to be very careful. And then when it comes to soldering these wires together, I hope you have a soldering iron. I hope you have a a nice kit that you can use to get them together, because it's going to be a real pain. But I mean, it's doable. And as you can see, I showed you my what mine looked like. So I'll bring mine back into the fold. And the one thing you want to make sure that you use are some of these. You can get them in any size. These are heat shrinks. So you just put this on the wire before you solder them together, and then you slide it over it, and you heat it with a heat gun or a lighter or some sort of heat source. Even the soldering iron will work, and it'll crimp. Unfortunately, because of how small these wires are and how much of a pain it was for me to solder them, I ended up having to use a bigger one than I wanted to, so it doesn't really look good. I wasn't able to get it to look in line like it normally would, like the same size. But it's functional, and I'll show you guys a functionality check here in a second. Alright guys, so here's my setup. You can see Astro A40 mix amp. The sound is actually coming out of the headset, which I'm about to turn down so you might not hear anymore, if you even heard it. Here's the controller with the connector, mute button, volume up, volume down, all that stuff. The ugly little joint or whatever. And then, as you can see, if I come up to the TV, I do have a mic, and I'm going to bring the headset up to me, and as you can see, it lights up, so you know that it's working. So again, it's a pretty easy thing to put together. Hopefully you guys won't have a problem, and yeah, happy chatting.